Welcome to Garden Wise Adventures. My name is Malie and today's a beautiful evening and it's finally time for me to do my pepper video. Now I'll link a video up at the top that shows you what this pepper experiment that I've been doing is all about. And just as a little bit of a background, I am not really a pepper eater. I'm starting to like the sweet peppers, the hot peppers. I am trying to learn to like a little bit more, but I don't like them that much. But I have a brother who absolutely loves peppers and he convinced me to try a bunch of different varieties. I have about 10 sweet varieties and the rest are hot. And I think I have probably about 28 varieties that came up. So I decided to divide those videos into two videos. So today we're going to harvest and talk about the sweet peppers that I've grown and tell you which ones I like, which ones I don't like, and which ones I'm going to grow again. I actually have a basket this time. I don't know if we really actually need a basket, but we're going to use it this time. And let's talk a little bit about the peppers that we have. Now I'm growing peppers in several different ways. We've got some in containers, and I'll link a video up at the top again about how I planted these. We've got grasshoppers, which have been a huge pain this year. Probably everybody's having that pain. But we have a lot of peppers in pots. And they've done really, really well in the pots. These pots have automatic irrigation and I do fertilize them once or twice a week. But let's go show you my main pepper bed. Now the first pepper that I want to talk about is an absolutely beautiful pepper. I had one that started to turn orange and the flavor wasn't that great at the orange stage. But the green stage is really just a nice pepper flavor. They're huge peppers and I'm going to pick these. Let's pick this one. Show you what it looks like, and I'm going to use these just as green peppers. So this is the Aconcagua pepper, and I know I'm not pronouncing it correctly, and there's several of these that I won't pronounce correctly, but the Aconcagua pepper, Aconcagua, I don't know. Anyway, these are just a sweet pepper with no heat at all, giant, and they are used, and they're best used at the green stage. Look at the size of that pepper. Now the one thing that I have noticed about this pepper is it's not an extremely heavy producer. We've got 3 that we've picked. I've picked probably 2 other ones off of this. And then we've got just a few more smaller ones that are not quite ready to pick yet. So I would say of all my peppers, this one probably produces the least amount. Now the next pepper is one of my favorite peppers by far. This one is always used when it's red. Well, I wouldn't say always. There's probably some people who use it at different stages. But I always use it as a red pepper. It's very thick skinned, or it's very thick walled, and it's extremely sweet, has very fruity notes, and it is called an Antohi. It's the Antohi Romanian pepper. So this is the size of them. You can use them as fresh eating. They're absolutely delicious just to eat out in the garden. But from what I've read is they sweeten up when they're fried, and I use them in all sorts of dishes. I actually cut these up and freeze them so that I can always have them around. Excellent, excellent pepper. This is the color they are before they're ripe. This one is almost ripe. And this is a good size, pretty ripe one. Now another one of my favorite peppers that was a real surprise to me are the Jimmy Nardellos. They look like they'll be a hot pepper, but they have no heat whatsoever. They have a really, really fruity flavor. So these are amazing. Very, very sweet. Very fruity. I cut these up and I also freeze these and I just use them in all my cooking and I eat them raw. Look at that. Isn't that a gorgeous pepper? Another fun thing about them is their color as they ripen. They ripen in different stages, and this looks like it's going bad, but it's not. It'll ripen to all red and be absolutely gorgeous later. Another amazing pepper that is really beautiful, very, very sweet, highly flavored, and a lot of fun to snack on. These are the cherries, sweet cherry peppers. And they are true to their name. They're very sweet. They're very thick-walled for a pepper this size, and they're good in just about everything. Very beautiful peppers. Now I had a second plant of Antohi peppers, one in the pot. Look at the size of this. This is another shape. This one was on the same plant. So these are the Antohis. Now this is my main pepper bed. I kind of shoved everything in here together, and there's a lot of things that are ripe in here. So we're going to head in here and I'm going to show you one of my very favorite ones. There's a couple of really good ones in here. Now way deep inside, way deep down here, there's a pepper called the Cubanelle pepper. This is just a very mild, very good pepper. It's not as sweet as the Aconcagua, whatever that pepper is called. It's not as sweet as that one, but it does have a nice pepper flavor, no heat whatsoever. These are just really great peppers. It also can have some different shapes to it. So both these peppers are off of the same plant. These are the Cubanelle peppers. Now right next to the Cubanelle, kind of suffocating it a little bit, is my Fushimi. Now the Fushimi are ripening down at the bottom. They're these beautiful red peppers. Let's pick some for you. There's a bunch more on the plant, so it's a very, very productive plant. Now these are decent peppers. They're not my favorite. They don't have the really fruity flavor. It's more of a sour flavor to them. You know, it's a little milder than the other ones. I probably won't grow these again, but they are not bad peppers. I'm not sure how they'll be dried, so maybe I should try them dried before I write them off totally. Now buried under here under my Habanada, which we'll cover next, is one that I had high hopes for, but I'm just not going to try again, is the Shishito. I mean, everybody talked about how the Shishitos are supposed to be so delicious, but they just really have a very, very mild pepper flavor. Everything about peppers that I don't like are these. I've tried them with everything. I've tried them in many, many different ways just to see what everybody's talking about. They're not bad. They're just not my favorite. And that is why you see so many red ones on here, is because I gave up harvesting them because I just don't want to eat them that much. Now this is an extremely, extremely productive plant. This one's called a Habanada. They're really pretty peppers. Let me show you the ripe ones. Supposedly, they're supposed to taste like habaneros. My brother, who is a pepper aficionado, says they don't taste anything like the habaneros. They have a very citrusy, fruity taste to them with very little pepper flavor. Not my absolute favorite. I probably won't grow them again unless I could find something fun to do with them. But they are a beautiful, beautiful pepper. Look at all the ripe ones on there. Now in here is another one that I don't really like that much, but it is an absolutely gorgeous pepper. Look at all the colors. Let's pick all the colors and show them to you. So this is, and I'm going to slaughter the name again, Biquinho Iracema. And they have the same kind of flavor as the Fushimi. It's kind of like a citrusy, sour, not very peppery flavor. Not a lot of uses I could think of for these. They have a little tiny bit of heat, but not too much for me even. And they're okay. My brother thought that they were okay too. So this one is a really gorgeous one, but not one that I'm going to grow again. Now the last one is a favorite of mine. It's also a favorite of the grasshoppers. The grasshoppers have just been eating these like crazy. But it's a chocolate candy cane pepper. So this is just a regular bell pepper. The colors are beautiful. Look at the color on that. They're variegated. The foliage can even be a little bit variegated. So you can see the top of this is variegated. and it's starting to try to produce a little bit more. It kind of struggled in the beginning. It was very, very grasshopper eaten, but it's starting to come back. So we're going to harvest some of these chocolate candy cane, and that's the last one. So this is what I was able to harvest today. They are absolutely beautiful. Just the colors and the beauty alone is almost enough to make me want to like peppers more. But anyway, especially like these, the Antohi, I can snack on these in the garden, so I am doing a lot better. We actually even grow my Antohi peppers over the winter inside in pots. So this pepper right here was overwintered in this pot, and I've just been harvesting off of it regularly. I mean, it is struggling just a little bit. It does get insect pressure, you know, spider mites and sometimes thrips. But it just produces and keeps producing. You can see all the new peppers coming on it. So I will not be bringing this one indoors over the winter, but what I will be doing is growing another one indoors over the winter of this variety. So thank you for coming along with me on this harvest, and I would love to hear what your favorite sweet peppers are. There are so many different varieties that I think we could probably grow peppers forever and not grow all of the different varieties. So I would love to hear what your favorites are. So hopefully this video has been helpful to you. If it has been helpful, please like, subscribe, share it with your friends, and go have a wonderful garden adventure.